Kevin.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter was a strong effort for them. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has...
And now the start of the second half. Neither... side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters.
Well, Wall had a great quarter. 12 points and 2 steals. Some effective offense making passes, and he's also been hitting from deep with the 3-ball.
And Clark, he's got the D on his heels. Smart passing, hot shooting. That is a deadly combination.
The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Gortat is out there with Markieff Morris. And it's Porter in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Like last season, we saw Mona Eunice make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin, on both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
That'll be a 5-second call. That'll be a 5-second call.
And Martinez actually showing a newfound post repertoire there. I mean, he's deceptive. He has hooks and pump fakes, little up and unders. The Rockets looked to him for offense when they weren't playing through Harden.
Hooked away. Here's Morris. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And Montañez is a very confident player. I think where he can still improve is his rebounding and defensive impact. With a 7-foot frame, he's got to learn to play like a 7-footer.
He's off on the first.
Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. And I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
He hits the second from the line. And last season, GA, as you were talking about the injuries for the Rockets. Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. They missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt him inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So, in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
Feeds to Beal. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Monteunice. The thing about Bradley Beal, when he suits up, the entire lineup becomes exponentially more potent. Quick, powerful athlete, Greg, high basketball IQ. Had the great teaching at Florida, carries it to the NBA. Opponents have to account for him, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, coming out of college, a lot of people compared him to Ray Allen. I mean, he possesses that next level smoothness and body control that's often indicative of a true difference maker.
Kicks it out to Harden. Porter pulls it in. Wizards trail by 5. And here's Wall outside. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Howard's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And, you know, going back to Bradley Beal, the bottom line is he's a winner. Last year, the Wizards went 8-9 with Beal out of the lineup. Hard to argue with those facts and numbers.
There's the 3. Good. Beal's got 4 this quarter.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one. And when you talk about Bradley Beal, it's not just having him in the lineup that matters. It's having him at his best. When he's at 100% health, there are very few guards in the league who can keep up with him. Truly one of the game's great young talent.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Well, nobody really... Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs? They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
Ariza, and he dunks it down.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Morris inside, covered by Beasley. It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Morris.
And in the second round, the Wizards continued to be a tough opponent. I mean, they went up 2-1 on the Hawks, but were unable to keep the series lead. A lot of close, heartbreaking losses for them in that series.
Beasley kicks to Beverly. 6 to shoot. Houston needs to get a shot off. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball. And the Hawks would ultimately take down the Wizards last year in the postseason. John Wall and his injury were a big turning point in that matchup. And all those buzzer beaters from both teams made it one of the most interesting series of the postseason.
Nice silky finish on the alley-oop.
That sequence, I don't think Clark could have been executed any better.
Stupendous feed.
And that's the beauty of the game right there. I hope we get the opportunity to see a few more of those.
There's a screen by Gortat. Outside, Wall. They get it back. Second chance shot. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Houston making a switch here. Terry's checked in. And for Marcin Gortat, he was such a good fit for the Wizards last season. Actually, the last 2 seasons.
You know, he runs the floor very well for his size. A terrific finisher, solid in the pick and roll, can make the mid-range. You know, he's been one of the more consistent centers in our league.
Over in the corner, Dudley. Knocks it loose. Outside, Wall. And another miss by Washington.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Kicks it out to Beasley. Off target with the open look.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Up top, Morris. Outside, Wall. And the pass to Dudley. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Beasley kicks to Harden. It's Howard, top of the key. The wide open look here for Terry. The rebound by Gortat. Wizards trail by 3. Wall passes to Beal. The kick out to Wall. Tries it from 19. Wall with another miss.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, his touch is basically gone AWOL.
And that one's good. Ariza's got the lead up to 6 now for the Rockets.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Washington calls timeout. And for Trevor Ariza, almost exclusively a perimeter player on the offense last year. New scheme, Greg, new teammates, big adjustment.
Yeah, the Rockets having Dwight Howard camping out in the lane and James Harden needing space for dribble drive. Not much room to operate inside for Ariza.
But they do like his defense, and we know he can hit the 3. It's a pretty valuable commodity for him. Here's what Washington's going with right now. Nene, he's checked in for Gortat. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Morris. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. And here they go. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup. Give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time, and if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Washington calls timeout.
You know, you talk about Trevor Ariza last season. I mean, his field goal percentage dipped to 40, mostly because he only took 3s, or so it appeared. It's hard to be efficient if you're only shooting 3s.
And he ends up missing both free throws.
And guys, when you think about Trevor Ariza, he was signed by Houston last year to play defense. And did he deliver on that end? He was usually matched up against the opponent's best wing scorer, and he had the highest steals average of his career, almost 2 a game. Add to that, he is a knockdown shooter from beyond the arc. Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Lost sense of time and the situation.
And as a coach, that's the kind of turnover that drives you nuts.
And Greg, there's no reason for that turnover to happen. It's just inexcusable.
It's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession.
3 points.